Welcome back to Florida Powerboat Club here on YouTube. Stu Jones and Ryan McCoy here in the Pompano Beach studio, and we are just cranking through these Key West episodes, now up to number 10 of a 12-episode series, and that puts us right down in the Florida Keys, chasing down a total of 270 poker run teams over a 6-day event featuring the most incredible offshore powerboats and fun-loving people you're going to find anywhere. So before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Our 2022 series sponsors include Blackwater Boats and their sister company Deep Impact Custom Boats and their authorized sales center Plantation Boat Mart, Mystic Powerboats, Cigarette Racing Team and their authorized sales center Top Gun Yachts, Cigarette Dealer Chief Marine Group, Midnight Express Powerboats, Big Thunder Marine, Concept Boats, Performance Boat Center, Mercury Racing, and Florida Powerboat Club's longest-running sponsor, Nortec High Performance Boats. Additionally, we'd like to thank these Key West feature sponsors. There are 18 in all. It's with their support that we're able to create such a signature poker run event every year, and we thank them for their support. And just to get everybody up to speed, we are now catching up with the Thursday departure group as they make their way through the final leg of the run from Marathon down into Key West. We're going to fly high and fast and chase down our teams. And it's Del Flores kicking off the show here, one of our friends from New Jersey, and a lot of teams here from New Jersey. Del has been on a lot of poker runs, not only in Florida, but up north in New Jersey, where he runs the Spartan Powerboat Club. He's enjoying this event in his brand new Statement 36 Cat. And it's Travis Musgrave, who's really stepped up his game here in this Nortec, a 390 Sport. He did his first poker run with the club back a couple of years ago in the 340. Now he's running this quad 450R 390, a beautiful boat, and having a great ride today. And it's another brand new Nortec. This time it's a Nortec 450 Sport, Team Turbulence, Quad Mercury Racing 450s. This is Greg and Yvonne Lala, who have been involved in the club for a number of years, but this is their latest, greatest ride. Greg says he left all of the interior decorating and design to his wife, so all the colors and fabrics were picked out by Yvonne. Already our second Nortec today. Now we've got a bunch ahead, so this is about to become a very special Nortec owners rally as they get together and head to Key West. Here's Greg and Jennifer Cannell. They're actually a Nortec dealer from Texas. This is their own Nortec 390 Sport, powered by Quad Mercury Racing 400Rs. They've been doing poker runs with the club for, I'm guessing probably 16 or 17 years now. We go back that far, Greg. Come on, man. We're getting old. And that's 4 in a row now as we catch up with Patrick and Kristen McCarty from Louisiana. And when they're not doing poker runs, they're out fishing, and that's why they're enjoying this 392 model. It's powered by Quad Mercury Racing 450s, and it's got all kinds of rod holders so they can go out and do some tournament fishing. Well, many of us who have been around the offshore racing circles for several years would know this name quite well, Copeland. And indeed, this is Al Jr. and his wife Liz, and they are enjoying the poker run lifestyle now in this brand new Nortec 390 Sport. It was launched at the Emerald Coast Poker Run just about 2 or 3 months earlier. I fell in love with the colorful sides of the boat. I found out later it wasn't paint, but it's actually a wrap. But I did love the colors and how it's matched to the engine cowlings, and I gave them best paint and graphics on the Emerald Coast Powerboat Week. And of course, we're going to do it all again in Key West. We have about 25 President's Choice Awards to hand out on Saturday night. And now let's say hi to Matt and Tara Willman from Iowa in their 39 Nortec. Team name is Dig Deeper, but thankfully for them, they've got triple Mercury 350 Verados. Pretty fuel-efficient engine package. They're not going to have to dig too deep. And let's welcome for their first time Marcus and Tanya Baptiste from Massachusetts in their 390 Nortec, Team Bewitched. They made the Key West a bucket list event after watching the videos for many years, so they trailered the boat all the way from Boston, and they flew the crew into Miami, and here they are. And here's longtime Key West veterans Ed and Jackie Rachel in their Nortec 390 Sport, Team Wide Open. Another triple 350 Verado engine package, so these are the guys who aren't going to be spending all their money on fuel this weekend, no doubt. They're going to save it for hanging out in the bars and having fun, because that's exactly what they do. Ed and Jackie are joined by Sean and Channing MacArthur, who are also Florida Powerboat Club members. They have a Blackwater center console, so it's nice to see them team up for the Key West Poker Run. These guys always have a fun time, and the ladies always look fabulous. One more time with Stephen Barker in X Factor, 42-foot cigarette. Mercury Racing 1100s and our chopper crew really love this boat. He's been on at least 4 shows for this Key West poker run coverage. And now catching up with Hans Blix and his family here on this Nortec 390, running with 2, not 3 engines right now. Apparently, he told us later it was a gear shift actuator that went bad, and the boat seems to be running great with just the 2, but as soon as he got to Key West, Nortec got the parts rallied up. They had him up and running before he headed home, so he ran the boat home on all 3 engines. He's very impressed with the service from Nortec. And one of our factory representatives, David Racebeck from the Nortec High Performance Factory, Team Razor's Edge, Nortec 390 Sport, triple Mercury Racing 450Rs, a very popular setup and engine package. And it's one more time with Del Flores, who opened the show. He's got his Statement 36 X-Cat just dancing through the waves as he heads towards Key West. It might look a little bumpy here, but nothing compared to what he did from Hillsborough Inlet down to Miami on Thursday. He said it was so rough, 4 to 6s all the way. He joked on his video bio that he passed 2 kidney stones and blew out a couple of dental caps. Let's say hi to John Young all the way from California, who's actually enjoying the poker run for a change. He's got a couple of other boats that are either in the shop or they're too big to go fast with the poker runner, so this Nortec 340 is doing the job and they're having fun. And it's Michael Lawrence, Team FUBAR, first time doing the Key West poker run in this 2005 Outerlimits 39 Quattro, powered by Mercury Racing 525s. Let's listen in. And another one of the Michael Lawrence fleet is Chris Snow driving this 88 Scarab, completely redone. It's a 34 Scarab Ninja, twin 510 Mercruiser, 650 horsepower aside. Some really cool green paint and just plowing through this light chop. They started a complete rebuild of this Scarab back in March, and somehow they managed to finish just 2 weeks before they came to Florida for the run. And spend a little time here with Cass Schubert. Sadly, he's not going fast. That's because he's arriving in Key West Harbor. He's got to come off plane, but this is his big 44 Outerlimits Mercury Racing 860s. What a great looking and a great running machine. And things just slowing down here in Key West Harbor as a lot of the boats arrive. Obviously, there's a lot of boating congestion in this harbor, so it's important to be extremely careful and safe and be ready to grab those throttles and bring the boat down off plane. This is the busiest boating weekend of the year between the race boats and the poker run boats and all of the rental fleets and the jet skis and the sailboats. Just a good time for all of us to be really on our game when it comes to paying attention out there. Quite an impressive sight here at the Key West Historic Seaport. There's the A&B docks straight ahead, and then we're flying over now the Galleon. Way back in the corner, of course, that is the Conch Republic Seafood Company, our sponsor dock. And there's still a few empty spots out there. That means a lot of boats yet to arrive. And always nice to catch up with this team, Chris and Shelby Mattingly in their Midnight Express 43, 5 Mercury Racing 450s. Looks like that wrapped up the final helicopter shot as they land the R-44 here now at the Key West Airport. But by now, most of the boats have arrived in the harbor, so let's head over to the Conch Republic Seafood Company, official sponsor dock for the poker run. We caught up with Tim Gallagher from Performance Boat Center.
Tim Gallagher with Performance Boat Center, South Florida here. Key West poker run, pretty incredible time. Haven't seen this many boats on this poker run in years. Pretty incredible. Standing in our 41 Cigarette Nighthawk. We're here for Performance Boat Center, but also for Cigarette. We are an authorized dealer for cigarette racing. Got our 41 Nighthawk here. Behind me, we've got our 36 outboard Wright Performance, 450 Mercuries. Then we also brought a 42 MTIV as our company demo down here, taking care of people, letting them see what we've got, compare some boats, get them out there on the water, and hopefully work them into some new boats. But we're having a great time here at Key West, as always. We got perfect weather today and looking forward to more of it tomorrow.
Thanks to Tim, as well as the rest of the gang, of course, Brett Manier and Mark Waddington here on site throughout the weekend. But more importantly, I think a credit to Performance Boat Center. They just have an incredible way of listing and presenting everything. They have a fantastic service department. But what I really like about them is how they do their events all through the summer season. They have so many events from the spring through the fall that engage their customers and make it more fun to own a performance. Our next sponsor feature involves Terry Sobo from Nortec High Performance Boats. And a shout out to Nortec for having such a stellar representation. Altogether, 35 registered Nortecs on the run. And it really showcases the wide range of boats that they have produced over the years, from catamarans to performance V-bottoms, and now their full line of high-performance center consoles. It's just been really impressive to see them evolve over the years to become one of the leading performance boat manufacturers in our industry. Here's Terry Sobo with a quick recap.
Well, here we are. It's the 29th annual Key West Poker Run. I think it's 27th for me personally, but here we are with Nortec. We've got a huge representation of boats, anywhere from our 34s, 36 cats, and behind me we've got our one of our latest 50-foot center consoles that we introduced last year at the Miami Poker Run. We've also got our flyers here. We've got the 46 with the convertible roof, and we've got our new 46 flyer. It's a combination bow rider. It's got a fixed hard top on it instead of the convertible. Really cool boat, beautiful blue with a kind of a brown interior, but that's been going over really well too. But anyways, great to be here once again, and look forward to having a fabulous day with everybody, and let's have some fun.
Nortec High Performance continues as a Florida Powerboat Club Series sponsor, and they also hold the position as being the club's longest running sponsor, dating back more than 25 years to the mid-90s. Well, guys, we're back up in the air with some high-speed aerials. You thought we were done? Remember, guys, we have 2 helicopters today. One of them's on the ground, the other one's still up. This is Ryan and Pete Bowden up here in this R44, chasing down the teams on the final leg to Key West. Let's listen in to Bad Larry here in his 44 Outer Limits. Well, one thing you're not going to hear on this boat is the engines. That's because he's got Mercury Verados. You might hear his stereo, though. Ray at Key is known for having great parties on board his Deep Impact 399, but he's ordered himself a new one. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of this boat before this episode series is over, because, you know, Ray is known for having the Sexiest Crew Award every year, and I'm sure that the Saturday party out at Woman Key is going to be pretty amazing. And it's a beautiful shot of Bruce and Tracy Kruglich on their Statement 38 Bad Dog 3.0. Triple 350 Verados with those gold cowling tips matching the gold paint on the boat. It's a great looking boat. I love it with the black bottom. It's just a nice, clean looking design, and it's a boat we've seen on a few other poker runs, particularly the Tampa Bay poker run they like to attend. I remember a year earlier when all the girls had matching gold bikinis, which won them the best dressed team. Bob Lottis had to flip a coin to decide what boat he was going to bring on the Key West run, because his other MTI is a 390X, but it looks like he had a whole boatload this time, 6, 7, 8 people. Obviously, the center console's the way to go. Quad Mercury Racing 450s having a nice ride today as they make their way on these calm bay waters in Marathon. That's Ferro Blanco off in the distance. And it's another MTI from Mike Chisuli from New Jersey. He's got his wife Elena on board. She doesn't usually like going in his big fast skaters, but this boat for some reason she seems to like. So thumbs up to Mike for making the right decision on this 390X. Beautiful boat, incredible paint with color matched Mercury Racing 450s, and just look at these amazing conditions that they're riding in. This bayside route is just the perfect answer in case it's rough or windy on the ocean side. And looks like we got a couple of Outer Limits teaming up here. David and Nicole Wexler here in this 52 Outer Limits team Diggin It. It's powered by Mercury Racing 1350 twin turbo QC4 platform, and that is the ideal power for this boat. They keep coming back to the Key West run for the beautiful water and how well organized it is. And it's a family affair on this big Outer Limits team Hurry Up. Jason and Lori Moe, along with their kids Caitlin and Colton, and just love this boat. A 2020 46SC Outerlimits, all carbon fiber, twin Mercury Racing 1550s. What an amazing beast. And back with the Chisulis on their MTI 390, and it looks like Mike made a really strategic heading change. Last time we saw him, he was just running way offshore out in the calm bay waters, far from land, but seems like he's taken a hard turn to port and pointed himself here at the 7 Mile Bridge. And here's your money shot, guys. So from this point, now seeing that the ocean is really getting calm and the winds have died down tremendously, they've got about a 45-mile run into Key West. And I'd say that's going to be about a 20-minute ride. And welcoming another newcomer, David Clausen, in his 38-foot Mystic. Boat is called Team Aiden, which is named after his son. He's got a couple of buddies, Bill and Jim, running with him, and they had quite an interesting trip. They flew from West Hampton, New York, down to Naples, where they picked up the boat, and then they ran the boat from Naples over to Marathon to rendezvous with the rest of the boats, and then here they are making their final leg to Key West. And altogether, 13 Mystics registered for this event. Of course, Mystic Powerboats sponsoring not only the Key West run, but an annual series sponsor. And if you're wondering, well, just how is it that all of these Mystics happen to be running together? Are they that organized? Well, in fact, they are. But remember, we did a lunch stop for the Mystics back in Marathon at Lazy Days, and that is exactly why they're running together, because they left Lazy Days as a group, at least 5 or 6 of them running together, and that's why we have this really nice factory sponsor segment coming together for John Kosker, and I'm sure he's very happy to be watching this right now. And it really is shaping up to be a little Mystic owners run now as we catch up with Mike Pizzolente and Team Wasabi, the 42-foot Mystic Triple Mercury 350 Verados. And they're having a lot of fun with this boat and have since done many more poker runs, including going all the way to the Bahamas and back to Nassau and back with us recently. Watch closely as we cross over. You'll see the entire roof is covered in sea deck. And the couple behind it all, John and Robin Kosker, the owners of Mystic Powerboats here in their 42 Quad Mercury Racing 450s, looking really sharp today. What a beautiful ride. Boat was launched earlier in the year. Tampa Bay, Orange Beach, the Bahamas to Nassau and back. And now Key West. John and Robin Kosker have been out there promoting that Mystic brand with tremendous enthusiasm. And the big showstopper here for this little segment, of course, this brand new Carbon 40 Cat from Mystic, Ryan Zavitsky at the helm, just really gliding over this light chop. If you can see how the boat is aired out nicely, and those Mercury Racing 450s pushing it to what appears to be, just a nice 90-mile-an-hour cruise. Of course, this boat will cruise all day long at 100 plus, and still get about I'm guessing a 1.8 or a 2 mpg. Which are the kind of numbers that would have been unheard of in our sport years ago. But with these twin outboard cats, Mercury Racing 450s, that has just been the new craze in poker run circles. And continuing this cool Mystic segment, Ron and Charisse Harraka, all the way from California, in their 40 Mystic Cat, not the Carbon edition. So you might want to watch closely. They're running at about the same speed as the boat you saw previously, but they tend to be glued to the water just a little bit more, and that might have something to do with the weight and maybe the way the boat is being trimmed. But nonetheless, a really smooth, solid ride in this C4000 Cat. And thanks so much to this couple for coming all the way from California to join us. Well, there's no question that everybody out here lives to boat, and for some of us, we boat to live, and that's certainly the case for myself and for Brett Manier from Performance Boat Center in Missouri, as well as a South Florida location. And he has very much committed his lifestyle and his career to promoting these incredible lines of high-performance boats. And today it just happens to be this incredible MTI Slot V42 Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs, custom paint. And in my experience, most owners of 42 MTIs will be driving much, much faster right now. But Brett's got a full crew on board today, so he's just on cruise control. And now catching up with Chris Hopgood in this 28-foot skater. And most guys in the powerboat world would always go for bigger boats. Well, his last boat with Dad was a 38 power play, so he's just dropped about 10 feet. But I know why, and I know it's because he wants to have some fun. This 1996 28 skater is powered by Mercury 300XS outboards. And for anybody who's ridden in one of these boats, it's just like driving around in a little go-kart. and they are certainly having a great ride today. Lucky that these conditions cooperated just enough to keep it aired out nicely. And now catching up with Bailey Claremont, speaking of air, and he's doing, whoa, just that with this 30-foot Spectre. And once again, you know, they say it's cheaper to keep it, and I think that's why Bailey took this 2006 30-foot Spectre and completely repowered it from the 250 XS outboards up to these brand new Mercury Racing 300Rs. They came a long way to attend, towed the boat all the way from New Hampshire, 1,600 miles one way. And we're catching up with more time with Shane and Vicky Franks, and they are getting a lot of love on this series. They were in episode 6, 8, 9, and here they are in 10. Why? Well, because this cool Statement 42 Ultimate. It's got incredible paint, sounds great. Let's listen in. Another team that came a long way from Michigan. They trailered the boat all the way here, and they said what made them come back? Because the event was well organized and they met a lot of great people. And it's going to be one more time with Joe Margarella and Team Gunslinger. So cool to see this boat back in the club. He's riding with his buddies James, Mike, and Derek. Some interesting points in his video bio. He said it's his first year with a cat, and he says he cannot go back. The group is from Middletown, New Jersey. They trailered the boat all the way down to join us. And what made him get here in the first place? He says watching the YouTube videos for years now is what got him to get down here. This boat has a very original paint job, was built in 2005, and has been in the club for most of those years. And I would have to say that out of the 35 Nortex that are registered, Johan Anderson's 390 Sport is probably the brightest of all of them, with this bright lime green paint job and the matching engine cowling trim. All the way from Sweden, big thumbs up to these teams who travel so far to join us for the Key West Poker Run. And with the recent 2 years of COVID and the travel challenges, this is a big reunion for so many powerboaters who love to join this Key West event every year. And it's another Nortec. This time it's Robert DeLallo in his Nortec 340 Sport. This one with triple Mercury 300 Verado, so he's probably got the smallest engine package of any Nortec attending. But look at it, he is just on the throttles and hammering it. He says, we're on our final leg to Key West, and we are going to get there, and we're going to come in style. Oh, I love this energy. I love the spirit of this team as they just push this 340 through the paces. And yeah, baby! Well, Robert, thanks for the great show. You just proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that it doesn't matter how big your boat is or how much horsepower you have. You're going all in, and that's all that matters. And here's another team that's all in. Every time I see them, Laurent Besnier from France, he's probably got his buddy Michel Carcente in the cockpit with him pushing those throttles, because that's all these guys know is one speed, wide open the entire way. That's exactly what they're doing with this newly repowered Mercury Racing 450s on this 32-foot Doug Wright Cat, full racing edition. And after 2 long years of COVID, I'm so happy that they're back joining us on these poker runs. And we're catching up now with Ryan Harris, another one of our Canadian members who actually keeps the boat and does a lot of boating in the Jupiter area. But happy to have him here on this event in Team Dispatched, 35-foot Donzi ZR, Mercury Racing 600s, and he is just giving it on the throttles today as he gets the boat dialed in for this final leg into Key West. Well, guys, I don't know about you, but that was a lot of fun. I just totally enjoy watching the boats, and especially on this final leg into Key West. We had 2 helicopters up today. One's already down, and number 2 is just about out of fuel, so here they are making their way back into the Marathon Airport in this R44. Ryan McCoy, our producer, is shooting video, and of course Pete Bowden shooting still photography today. And I gotta say, this episode number 10 just captured really the true essence of what it's like to join us on the Key West Poker Run, especially on that final leg from Marathon to Key West. Those conditions were perfect. Everybody was pushing the throttles. You could see a lot of big grins. You could hear a lot of horsepower. Guys, that is what the Key West Poker Run is all about, and that is why I just love my job. And the other part of my job is meeting all of the sponsors and checking out the newest, coolest rides. I caught up with Leslie Puentes and David Landsman on this Midnight 43.
Midnight Express have taken the front row and done it with grace once again with a blowout party 2 nights in a row here at the sponsor dock in front of the Conch Republic. This 43 has been loaded with crew as it always is. And you know, the boss is back at home, Eric Glazer and Harris Glazer, but they sent their number 1 marketing lady. So Leslie, you're here to make sure that this boat goes home in one piece, right?
Yes.
Are you going to be successful at that? Because I'm not so sure you will be.
We're trying. We have our service tech here, Danny, as well, so we're in good hands.
Now, this isn't your first rodeo. You've been to the Key West Poker Run many times with the crew, and it tends to be quite a party here. I'm just going to say that this Midnight Express is certainly the platform when you have a lot of friends and you want to have a good time. Seems to be working out good for you guys.
Yes, we are definitely known for our parties.
David, you've had several midnights before. What is it about the midnight that you keep coming back to?
The ride and the speed.
The ride and the speed and the party. All of it, yeah. Okay, so all 3 things. We've had a chance to ride with David on a lot of his boats previously, but I guess the factory feels like nothing better than sending one of your top customers down here with your factory boat to represent the brand. So thanks, David, for helping out the Glazer boys by being here to represent them in Key West. And Leslie, well, you're always doing your job and looking mighty fine, so thank you for that.
We try.
We try.
Hello.
Well, guys, we'd like to fill every episode with a lot of sizzle, and we've given you plenty already, but we're just going to bring it up a notch with the lovely Lily in her red bikini down on the docks at the Conch Republic Seafood Company. Guys, get used to it, because this is what you're going to see at every Key West Poker Run. So let us give Lily our undivided attention for this final segment. Well, that was one incredible way to close off episode 10, which I think is one of the most action-packed episodes we've had yet. Thanks to Lily, thanks to the Florida Powerboat Club members, and of course to all of our Key West sponsors for joining us on this amazing event. And back at home, thanks to all of you guys out there, our viewers, because we just hit over 36,000 subscribers on our Florida Powerboat Club channel here on YouTube. So thank you for your continued loyalty and for watching and enjoying these episodes. Just 3 things, guys, I ask. That's 1, to like the show, make sure you subscribe to this series, and also hit the notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.